Hey everybody, it is Nurse Tanya. Sorry about the bad camera angle. I am just pulling out of my garage, so probably won't get a whole lot of eye contact with me. But I'm just so excited. I've got so much energy this morning and so much on my mind. So when that happens, here I am. I was out for a walk this morning, and like at first I was kind of unmotivated, and you know how it is in the morning. I thought, well, it's a little chillier than I'd like it to be, but I'm just gonna do this. I'm just gonna get going. And so I did. And during the walk, I was even sluggish. My muscles were kind of fatigued and achy, and I didn't go that far and I didn't go that hard. But after, like now, I am so jacked up. Well, one, I was listening to some good information while I was walking, just out of the shower. I'm a wet hair girl, like so low maintenance. Most days I don't even blow dry. Like I've got decent hair and I just roll with it. And so I'm on my way to work, and I was listening to a good podcast while I worked. Dr. Mindy, just love that girl. And that's part, I think, of why I'm excited and have energy for the day, and I'm motivated. I'm ready to see my clients. And maybe it's my higher testosterone week. I've done the test. I've got little to no testosterone, and I don't have a cycle, so I really never know where I'm at or what's what. So I would like to try to figure that out. I think it would help me significantly to kind of lean into those hormones here and there, but I don't know. So anyway, that's not what I wanted to talk about this morning. I wanted to talk about weight loss again, like the subject that never ends, right? Me being 50, having no cycle, having no uterus, having, jacked up hormones. I work with so many clients that are like me, and it can be that you're younger too and your body just won't give up that fat. Like you try everything, you try fasting, you're barely eating, you're counting calories, and nothing, you're still fat. Your body will not give up this fat. So for me, my journey, I know I talk a lot about myself, and because that's what I know, that's my experience, and I feel like I'm not that unusual. So when I share it, I think there's other people who are going to benefit by hearing it. So the last year I've been dumping parasites, and I've been doing a lot of work on my liver and a lot of work on my gut. Years and years and years of chronic and that it's been decades ago, but I was on proton pump inhibitors for like 15 years, but that still was 10 years ago. It wasn't recently that I was on them, but I'm still trying to clean up the damage. And then in my life, a lot of estrogen dominance. I didn't know that. I didn't know anything about it. I had no idea that I was estrogen dominant, but my history, my symptoms, I have huge boobs. I have got facial hair I've had since I was a teenager. Then I had my tubes tied in my 20s. And like that helps in messing things up. That really helps change the big picture. So anyway, I was never diagnosed with polycystic ovary disease. I didn't have a problem getting pregnant, and I was only ever on birth control or hormones really when I was young, because I got my tubes tied at the ripe old age of 21. So thankfully for that, I think it did some negative things, but it kept me from being on other harmful hormones. So like there's that, right? Right now at 50, it's too late. I'm just trying to pick up the pieces and get my body put back together. And so I gotta say, like right out loud, like my liver has never looked bad on paper. My liver looks stellar on paper. My enzymes have never been elevated. Years ago, when I first did a stool test, my beta-glucuronidase was off the charts. And that is, we need it, but we don't want it off the charts. It's really a precancerous marker. And it ties in with estrogen problems. It ties in with liver problems. It ties in with yeast and candida overgrowth. So the main thing, going back to this weight loss picture, is that it's just not as easy as going on Weight Watchers or fasting. The main thing is, if your body, no matter what you're doing, is not allowing you to lose weight, it is because you are too unhealthy to lose that weight. So this is going to be my talk to you like you were a kindergartner explanation, right? So everything that happens in your body, everything you put in your mouth, everything you put on your skin, everything you breathe through the air has got some sort of toxic load, has got some sort of repercussions. It's either enhancing your body or it's hurting your body. And sometimes maybe it's both, but not usually. So your liver has got to process all these things, and it has got to take them through a methylation process. It's got to get them from fat soluble to water soluble to get them out of your body. And then your bile is so tied up in that, right? So your bile that goes made by your liver goes through your colon, it gets recycled. So chronic constipation is a huge problem. If it's a huge problem in your weight loss, it's a huge problem for your hormones, it's a huge problem for your liver, it's just a huge problem. So constipation, the definition of it, like this might shake you up, but you should be pooping multiple times a day. Like pooping every other day, that's not good. You should be having decent poops, like consistent, decent poops. Not diarrhea, not back and forth, like good, decent poops. Like that's kind of the number one place that you know that you're either doing pretty good or you're doing pretty bad is in your poop. I know nobody likes to talk about poop, right? It gets easier to talk about when you start opening the door and you have to look at it. I'm not saying you have to dig around in it or whatever, but you do have to observe it. And like, I'm not saying you have to have a poop journal, but like, keep track of these things, like kind of know what's going on. Even your kids, like, you know, your little kids, you're wiping them, so you kind of know, but then you lose track and nobody talks about it anymore. And your kids could be having problems and you have no idea. So anyway, that's not the subject for the day. The subject for the day is weight loss. If you can't lose weight, if your body won't let you lose weight, it's just because it's dangerous. It's dangerous for you. When we have fat, and cellulite especially, is such heavy evidence of toxins. So everything we eat, everything we drink, everything we put on our skin has got some sort of repercussions. And when these toxins go through your liver, there's two. If your cholesterol's high, that's because your body is having to make packages. It stores toxins in nice little cholesterol packages. Then it pokes them away in your liver to protect the rest of your body for them, and that's like what gallstones end up being, is toxins packaged in cholesterol that your body was trying to store so you don't get cancer or you don't get sick or whatever, but just because it can't get it out of you because you're not methylating, so it has to put it somewhere. So it wraps it up in cholesterol and sticks it in your liver. Or it wraps it up and it sticks it in your cellulite. It sticks it in your fat tissues. So that means there's a methylation problem. There's a liver problem, and you are taking in way too many toxins. And a lot of times you go to lose weight, so what do? You start buying those freaking toxic weight loss products off the shelf, the shakes, the bars, the food from the freezer section, all of that junk with the big names in the ingredients, like those chemical names that you can't read. That's not going to help you lose weight. Like, you might lose weight that month, but then 2 years later, when you gained all the weight back and you try to lose it again, you're like, son of a bitch, I cannot lose weight, period. Well, that's because the last time you went on a diet and you bought all that toxic diet shit, your